reflects a fundamental fact. Development is everyone's business, and the private sector is an essential partner in helping countries climb the development ladder and achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. Businesses are not just engines of jobs and economic growth. They help propel the innovation, technology and investment that development demands. We are here to boost support for initiatives that benefit people and planet. We meet against the backdrop of an incredibly challenging global environment. As we gather in Seville, trade barriers and macroeconomic risks are rising. Major aid cuts are making a bad situation even worse, and mistrust and geopolitical divisions are blocking effective global solutions. And the financing gap of the Sustainable Development Goals has ballooned to $4 trillion. When the world came together for this conference 10 years ago in Addis Ababa, countries recognizing that achieving the goals was impossible without mobilizing private capital at scale. 1 decade later, we continue to fall short. Last year, investments in infrastructure in developing countries dropped by 35%, including in key sectors like renewable energy, water and sanitation. And foreign direct investment has declined 2 years in a row, with investment flows largely bypassing least developed countries altogether. We need to create the conditions to change course. And that begins here, in Spain. The Seville commitment document includes important steps to get the engine of development reviving again, through new domestic and global commitments that can channel public and private finance to the areas of greatest need. By overhauling the world's approach to debt to make borrowing work in service of sustainable development, and by reforming the global financial architecture to reflect today's realities and the urgent needs of developing countries. The Seville commitment also puts forward a number of specific actions to unlock private sector investment in sustainable development. And this includes steps to strengthen the way we blend public and private capital together to maximize the use of public money in crowding in private funds. It includes new approaches to manage currency risk that prevent otherwise promising investment opportunities from securing the capital required. And it includes a call to review financial regulations to ensure that risk weightings are well designed and help, not hinder, institutional investors from embracing projects in frontier markets. These are significant steps informed by lessons learned over the past 10 years. When one looks at today's world, decrease in ODA, decrease in the global funds available, it is absolutely evident that we need to be able to multiply the resources available for investment. And the main obligation, in my opinion, of public development banks, both national and international, should be today concentrated not essentially in their own operations, and I understand the pressure of any bureaucracy to do their own things, but those public funds available in development banks should be more and more put to work to multiply resources through de-risking private finance and private investment, giving guarantees, establishing coalitions in which they are the first risk takers, and creating the conditions to massively increase the private finance and private investment in countries in which, without the necessary de-risking, it is practically impossible to see enough development. This is a new mentality that we need to guarantee in the investment banks, public investment banks, both national and international. Señoras y señores,
ladies and gentlemen, at all times we count on the leadership and vision of all of you in order to promote this spirit based on cooperation. We need to be bold in our solutions. By gathering leaders of public and private sectors, regulators and development banks, we can ensure that this conference is not a destination, but rather a beginning. The beginning of a new action-based era based on cooperation in order to tackle some of the most urgent problems which our world faces. We need a new dawn in the way how progress is financed around the world. Thank you, all of you, for participating in this important effort, and I hope that this joint participation of public and private sectors will be able to multiply the resources that we have, without forgetting that we need much more investment in today's world. And there are mechanisms allowing us to use public funds available in order to mobilize much more than we do today, investment and funding from the private sector. Thank you very much.